welcome to a new weekly vlog. So today is Monday, February 27th, I think. Yeah, I believe today's the 27th because Wednesday's the 1st. So it is about 7:30 now. I am just leaving the gym. I entered a little clip earlier. I did a little bit of a run. Well, walking and jogging basically. With our impending move, one of my big goals is to be able to run a Run Disney race. So I am starting to slowly increase my running, starting to run and run more than I'm walking, and in preparation. So that's exciting. And then I went and sat in the hot tub for a while because I'm pretty sore and my back has been hurting. I actually didn't post a vlog last week. I kind of scrapped last week's vlog. The vlog that is going up today is actually the previous week's vlog. Because last week was rough. I ended up hurting my back over the previous weekend, and it just kind of took over everything. I had a hard time moving. I was in a lot of pain, and then the rest of me was sore from working out as well. So I didn't film very much at all. So I ended up just scrapping it and letting it go. If you're missing one vlog out of the year, or there's 52 weeks in a year. If I can get 45 vlogs up in the year, then that'll be huge. Especially since I'm doing other reading vlogs and stuff too. So yeah, welcome to a new week. I'm hoping that this week I'm going to get the official answer about being able to work from Florida. Fingers crossed that they say yes, because that will just make things so much easier. We have had some changes to our plans for Orlando when we go to do our research and to go to Disney and all that, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. I need to do a reading update as well, but I want to do that once I get home. So yeah, I just wanted to welcome you guys to a new vlog. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Consider liking the video and subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. It is my goal by the end of the year, hopefully, to hit 1,000 subscribers. I still have a pretty long way to go, but hopefully I'll be able to hit that sometime this year. And yeah, thank you for being here, and I will check back in once I get home. Something super exciting happened today. So I don't remember if I said this in yesterday's clip or not, but yesterday Nick and I both put in our relocation requests to transfer to relocate to work from Florida at both of our jobs. Nick's manager immediately responded and said that she would have to escalate it to their director, but she kind of hinted at the fact that she didn't think there would be a problem with it. My supervisor, I didn't hear from right away, and then earlier today Nick got the green light, the thumbs up, that they are more than fine with him working from Florida, relocating to Florida. The one thing they did say is that they may have to adjust his pay depending on what the market is over there, or the difference in pay over there, which I think they may actually pay more in Florida. So actually that would be a great thing. But the important thing is that he got the green light. So that is what we care about. Yes, as we both get the green light, then there isn't really anything kind of holding us back at that point other than selling our house, which really is just going to be more of a timing thing. The realtor on Sunday told us that it's not that we won't sell our house, because she's fully confident that we will. It's just a matter of how long it'll take. When we were looking at selling our house last year, the market was really hot, and so houses were selling within a day, 2 days, 3 days, a max a week. Now that's a little bit different. Now houses are taking 20, 30 days to sell, which is fine. So it's not a matter of if it's gonna sell, it's just a matter of when, of how long. So yeah, these are huge first steps, big steps to get us where we want to go, to keep moving us in the right direction. I really want to get ramping up on cleaning the house up, putting up stuff for sale on Facebook Marketplace. So if you happen to live here in Henderson or Vegas and you're looking for a dining room table, a couch, bookshelves, things like that, bar stools, like different furniture items, let me know. Comment down below and let me know, and I will let you know what we're going to be putting up for sale, and we can work something out. And yeah, I really want to get ramping up on all that, but unfortunately, because I did kind of sprain my back last weekend, I'm still in pain. It's definitely better, but I'm still definitely in pain. So I'm trying to let myself relax, let myself kind of heal, and just kind of recoup before I go fully into trying to start cleaning and packing and stuff. So yeah, that is today's good news. I'm super excited. Once I get the for sure green light, you guys will know. You guys will be the first ones to know. And yeah, wish us luck as we continue on this journey, as we continue through the steps. One thing I do want to do is I want to start putting together like a binder. I'm a visual person, and so I like to keep you guys have seen, if you've been watching my videos long enough, you know that I like to keep lists and like planners and calendars and stuff. So I want to create a binder, something where I can kind of keep track of where we are in the process, what we still need to do, you know, what we want to do while we're there in April, who we need to talk to, who we need to reach out to still, things like that. So you guys will probably be seeing some clips of me putting that together here in the coming days. And yeah, that is today's Hey guys, so it is Tuesday now. It's about 4 o'clock. I have not filmed anything. The last couple of days I've been super busy at work, but I wanted to get a reading update, what I'm reading this week, in clip in earlier in the week before we get too far along, and the next thing I know it's Friday and I haven't talked about books at all. So some of these I have been reading for a while, so I've already talked about them, but I do have some other books that I'm listening to on audio and that I am reading Kindle versions of. So I'm going to talk about a few books. These all will also be in my March TBR as well, because I obviously won't be finishing them. Today is the 28th, so I'm not going to be finishing them in the next day or so. So they will be for March. The first one is Crown of Midnight, the second book in the Throne of Glass series. I did start this. I'm only like 35 pages in, I think. Yeah, 35 pages in. I am doing a separate reading vlog for this, just like I did for Throne of Glass. I always want to call Throne of Glass Game of Thrones. For Throne of Glass, I did that. I don't think I've gotten that vlog up yet. I need to. If I have, I'll link it above, but I don't think I have yet. But yeah, I am doing a buddy read of this with Ray. I don't think she started it yet, so that's why I'm taking it kind of slow so I don't get too far ahead of her, although she usually ends up surpassing me whenever we do buddy reads. But this one picks up right where I'm not sure how long or how much time has passed since the first book. I don't think it's very much so. Celaena has become the king's champion, his assassin basically. She's already had her first few assignments as his assassin, and she's dealing with like guilt and trying to keep herself distanced from Dorian, while her relationship with Cole, I think is how you say his name, is kind of progressing, and she feels guilty about that as well. And yeah, I did read this one before, so I do know what, somewhat of what happens. I don't remember everything, but I remember I did like this one the first time around. So if I'm not mistaken, I actually liked this one more than the first one. This might have been my favorite of the 3 or 4 that I read before, so I'm excited to get back into it. And yeah, that is it for that one. Talked about this before, the Atlas 6. I have not picked this up since the last time I talked about it, which I don't even know when that was. I am 63 pages in. I do want to keep getting, you know, obviously further into it. I was listening to an audiobook of it from the library, but I no longer have the audiobook, so I'm only going to be doing physical. This book is super popular, so yeah, I'm not going to be getting it again from the library anytime soon. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to finish that. And then I still have Babel, which I am also really liking. I've been focusing on other things. As you can see, I have been tapping it. I am 135 pages into babble. Hopefully things will start kind of ramping up now. The first part has just been kind of like the setup, introducing the different characters and talking about Babel and about, you know, the college where Robin is and all that. And so hopefully things will start getting a little more exciting now. So those are the 3 physical books that I have right now. I do have some other physical books that I am reading, but those are for other TBRs that I haven't like talked about yet, or other reading vlogs that I haven't talked about yet. So I'm not going to share those, but let me pull up the Kindle books that I'm reading. And I went to film this earlier this morning, and of course my Kindle was dead, so I couldn't. So I had to charge it. So I have, let's see. So I don't know if you can really see that, but I have Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. No idea what this is about. I forget who recommended this, or if it like popped up on like one of those things where it just pops up on Kindle, like where they recommend you books, and then I always get like sucked into those. That could be it too. Maybe nobody necessarily recommended it. I don't remember how I came upon it. I'm assuming this is some kind of fantasy. Again, I don't really know what it's about. Although this does say Return to the World of Clockwork Boys. So is this the second book? Or is this part of a series? No idea. So actually I'm going to have to look into that. So if it's part of a series, then maybe I'm not going to be reading that. I do want to try to read more fantasy this year. I used to love fantasy when I was younger. And I've kind of fallen out of it. Now big books like tend to intimidate me. And I never stick with them. So I'm trying to be better about that this year. So I'll have to look into that one. Then I'm still reading Anastasia by Sophie Lark. I am 43% into that. I don't want to change the page where I'm at to show you the cover, but I've shown it before. And I can add it. I'll add the cover up here. I am liking this. Actually, I might be more than 43%. Let's see. Sometimes I'm 45%. Yeah, sometimes the, like if I read it on my phone, it doesn't update my Kindle. So I'm actually 45% in. So 2% more, I'll take it. I'm liking it. Again, I just kind of have been drawn to other stuff. Then I'm also reading The Hades Trials by Eliza Reign. So I have like a bind up of all 3 books on Kindle. So it's fairly long, but I'm still counting each book separately. Like as far as like my Goodreads goes and stuff. So I am, let's see, I'm on chapter 10. I don't know how like far into it that is. But here is the cover. So far this is pretty good. This is about a girl who lives like in the mortal world. Her name is Persephone. She is abducted by Zeus and taken down to the underworld to compete in a like tournament or compete in trials with other women, and the winner gets to become Hades' wife, gets to be the queen of the underworld. But it turns out that Persephone has actually already been the queen of the underworld, and something happened and she was like exiled and sent to the human world, and her memory was erased, so she doesn't remember any of that. And for whatever reason, Hades like doesn't want her there, and Zeus is using Persephone to like bait Hades basically, and to be a dick like Zeus usually is in these books. And yeah, like I said, I'm 10 chapters in. Persephone has already done her first trial. I think there's 3 trials. She's already done the first. She is currently working on, or about to go into the second. It's definitely kind of reminiscent of ACOTAR. Is that the second book? I always forget if it's the first or second book where, I think it's the second book, where Feyre has to actually do the trials under the mountain. I think that's the second book. She has to do 3 trials. You know, in ACOTAR, Rhys is, you know, helps her without anybody knowing. In this book, Hades, they don't say it's Hades, but I'm assuming it's Hades, is helping her and like can speak to her like telepathically, which is also again very reminiscent of Reese and Vera. And yeah, so far I'm liking it. It's definitely not as good as Avatar, but it's only the first book and I'm still early in, so I have high hopes for it. And the books aren't like super long either. So the only reason, like I said, this one is as long as it is because it's a bind up of all three. So the good thing is that when I do finish this, I'll have read all three books in the series, so I like that. So the first book is actually called The Power of Hades, and then the whole series is called The Hades Trials. So the first book is The Power of Hades, and like I said, I'm on chapter 10, which is 800 pages, or 800 like Kindle pages, I think. So I think I have like 200 pages left, so it shouldn't take me too long to finish this one. Then I have Into the Light by Mark Oshiro. I'm gonna put the cover up here because the Kindle version like doesn't have a cover. This is a book I got off of NetGalley, or an ARC I was approved for through NetGalley. I'm a good amount into this. It doesn't show on here, because I've been reading it on my phone. I want to say I'm like maybe 10% in, 20% in. So this is about a boy who is like homeless and transient. He is, so I'm 15% in, is like constantly getting, like hitchhiking and traveling around like the West Coast. And, he has been, I don't think he really escaped. I think he was kicked out of a cult. And he and his sister, his older sister, were foster kids and were eventually brought into this cult. And the sister has been like completely brainwashed and it's all about the cult. And so when the brother got kicked out, she like didn't care, which I don't know that much about cults, but I think it's pretty like atypical. Like, do people usually get kicked out of cults, or don't they usually like kill them? I don't know, but he's, like I said, homeless, kind of just jumping from like ride to ride. It talks about how he has like truck drivers and creepy gross men coming on to him, and offering to give him money or food for sex. And the whole thing, what I really like is that it kind of the author really talks about like the mindset of this kid. I think he's like 17 maybe, of how he has to always be super vigilant and know like when he is traveling with another group of people, like if there's a family who like will take him in or whatever, he has to gauge like how long they're willing to put up with him basically, and how like he can never be too much trouble, he can never be too needy, he can never be too demanding. He always has to gauge their moods and see like, okay, is it okay for me to stay another day with them, or do I need to just go? So he always tries to, obviously, you know, he has trauma, rejection, having been in the foster care system, and obviously the rejection from his sister. And so he always tries to leave the families before they leave him. So that's been a really interesting like viewpoint, like through his thought process. I think the author has done a really good job of explaining like his thought process and the why he is the way he is and why he does things the way he does. So his big goal is to get back to the sister, to find his sister, but he doesn't know where the cult's like main headquarters are, and that's where she'll probably be. And now a dead body has popped up that is connected to the cult, like it's a known cult that is connected to the cult, and he's worried that the dead body is actually his sister. So he's trying to get to this place. Now he has a location. He's trying to get there and figure out like, was this my sister? So like I said, so far it's really good. And I am 15% into it. And I don't think this has been published yet. I think it comes out in March. I always try to be like a month ahead on my arcs. So this comes out sometime in March. I want to say like the 8th. So I need to get going on it. Then I have What Have We Done by Alex Finley. Again, I'll put the cover up here. No idea what this is about. I haven't started it yet. But I will let you know once I get further into it. Then I have See, I'm trying to see what is not for a separate reading vlog. I have notes on an execution. I've heard a lot of really good things about this book. I think Jordaline was the one who recommended it. I have the ebook on Kindle, and then I also have the audiobook, so I can kind of go back and forth. Like I said, I've heard really good things. I have not started it yet, so I'll give you an update on that one I have. And then I have The Watchers, which again, I think I got from Jordaline. I think it's like spooky horror type. Haven't started it yet. And I think that's it for these. Yeah, I was also reading The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, but I haven't finished it, and it got returned back to the library, so I have to wait for the audiobook to come back again. But that is one that I'm hoping to finish, hopefully soon. So those are all of the Kindle books. Now let me grab the audiobooks I'm listening to from the library. Okay, so the only other 2 audiobooks that I'll probably be focusing on this week are Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. This is the third and final book in the, or is it the 4th book? I always forget if there's 3 or 4. In the Inheritance cycle. This is the last book though. I think I said that. I am almost done with it. There's like 13 or 20, I think there's 20 parts of the audiobook because it's a super long audiobook. And I'm on part like 18 or something. I think I only have like maybe 2 or 3 parts left. So I don't have too much longer to go for that one, so hopefully I'll be able to finish that soon. And then I have Uncultured by Daniela. I always forget her, like, she has a hyphenated last name. I always forget the first last name. But it's Daniela something Young. Uncultured, I've talked about it before. It's about her life as a child in a sex cult in South America. And then she eventually gets out of the cult. I don't know how she gets out. And then she joins the U.S. military. And the second half of the book is her, like, comparing, like, her experience in the military as a woman to being in a cult. And how the military is basically just another cult. So, yeah, I'm pretty far into that one. I think I'm like 40% into that. So hopefully I'll be able to finish that here soon as well. And yeah, I have a whole bunch of, I have like 3 or 4 other reading vlogs that I'm doing. I also am going to be posting my February wrap up, which shouldn't be too long because I only read like 6 books, I think. And then my March TBR, which has a crap ton of books on it, and there's no way I'm going to get through them all. And then some other, like I said, other reading vlogs. So, I think that's it. I'm going to try to, I don't know if I'm going to read tonight, or I might try to play my Switch, because I haven't done that in a couple of days. When work is busy, like after work, I feel like I don't have the mental capacity to read. I feel like I've been like staring at things and reading other things, like work things, all day, and the last thing I want to do is pick up a book, kind of. So I like to play my Switch to just kind of decompress. So I might do that. But yeah, that is it for now. I'm trying to think if we have anything exciting going on this weekend or this week. I don't think we do. I'm probably gonna go to the gym again tomorrow morning. We are going to the gym on Saturday. And oh, I did just buy our airline tickets for Florida. Airline tickets are ridiculously expensive now. And before I used to be able to get like non-stop flights on Southwest from Las Vegas to Orlando. And they were expensive then, but they were like reasonable, I guess. Now it's like $200 more than what it used to be with stops. Like if it was $200 more, but it was still non-stop, then I wouldn't mind as much. But not only do I now have stops when I didn't before, now I'm also paying $200 more. So, yeah, not happy about it. We paid almost $1,000 for airline tickets on Southwest, but everything else was so much more. And with like Spirit and Frontier, by the time you like add the seats and the luggage and everything, bags, all that, it just ends up being like the same price. So it's kind of pointless. So we did that. I just bought them literally like 10 minutes ago. So that's done. We got our rental car figured out. We also decided that we're not going to be staying at an Airbnb in Orlando. We are just going to stay at the hotel that we're staying at in Disney World. We're going to be staying at Pop Century. We're just going to stay there the whole time, even during the first half of our trip when we're like researching areas for our move. it was just easy. It was like $100 more, but it's worth it because Disney is more centrally local, like locally, what is the word I'm thinking of? It's more centralized. Disney World is more centralized than where we were staying. So we are kind of in the middle of all the different areas that we want to be looking at, rather than being like further down, like to the southwest area, and then having to drive to all the areas. So now we're kind of in the middle of everything. And a lot of the Airbnbs were taken from the ones that I had seen previously, and we weren't finding any that we really liked. And we just didn't think that it was worth it for what we were seeing. So we decided to just pay $100 more, stay in Disney. We know it's clean. We know it's safe. You know, we have the food court right there. So if we want to grab breakfast in the morning, whatever, we have the food court right there. We can get our like refillable mugs and stuff, and I think it's just gonna be easier. We also have the Skyliner there, so at night when we come back after doing our research and stuff, if we want to just get on the Skyliner and just ride around, it's free. We can do that. So yeah, I am really excited. We are like 50 days out from our trip, so super exciting. I don't know if I mentioned this before. No, because I didn't do last week's vlog. So I did get the 2 reservations that we wanted for Disney. We got a reservation for Via Napoli, which is the pizzeria in the Italy Pavilion in Epcot. People rave about this place. They like fly in there, like literally the water from Italy to make the dough. So their pizza is supposed to be like the best pizza you can get. So we're gonna do that, and they have like a huge pizza for like $50 that can feed like 6 people. So we're just gonna do that with our friends. We're gonna share that. So we got that reservation, and then we got a reservation for Kona Cafe. Yeah, Kona Cafe for Tonga Toast. We have to do that. We always do that. And yeah, I am super excited. It's getting closer. We still have about 20 days until, so at the end of this month, Nick will be able to reserve our DAS pass, or his DAS pass, and all of that. And yeah, that is basically it for now. Oh, this weekend we are going to go see Creed. I think we're going to go to Galaxy, which is the nicer movie theater. And I don't really know what else is going on this week, but I will check back in once I have a reading update. So this lighting is terrible. I'm sitting in a dark room. It is raining outside, which I love. I'm sitting here with 2 computers. I have my personal computer doing some budgeting and stuff for the next month. Today is March 1st. Happy March 1st. And also my work computer doing some work. I decided to get up and just kind of rest a little bit, hang out in bed for a little bit. I try to do this maybe like once a week. Just take things slow. Like I said, hang out in bed. I don't know if you can see them. I have 2 little dogs sleeping right here. I have just been watching Brogan Tate's 100K subscriber celebration. She did a weekly vlog, and I've just been sitting here watching this for the last like hour, and I'm so happy for her. I'll link her down below. Her channel name is Brogan Tate. I have been watching her for probably like 6 years or so, but this past week she hit 100K subscribers on YouTube, and she's been on YouTube for 12 years. It's taken her 12 years to hit the 100K subscribers, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm so happy for her. But she is such an inspiration to me, because I know it's not supposed to be about the numbers, but it is hard to put so much effort in and always like try to remember to pick up the camera and think of what to say and plan out videos and then edit them and come up with thumbnails and descriptions and just all this stuff. It takes a lot of time. And she's lucky enough that she's been able to do that full time. So she doesn't have to worry about like work, you know, like a second job on the side. Whereas, you know, a lot of people, me specifically, have a full-time job, and then I do, you know, what I can on YouTube on the side. But she's just a huge inspiration that like it doesn't have to happen overnight. You don't have to have huge numbers like right away. You know, just keep plugging away at it, and don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your channel. Don't give up on like yourself, the vision you have for your channel, for the content you want to make. And she's just really inspirational to me, and I love her lifestyle videos, her home content. Her and Benji, her fiance, are super cute. They are like little couple goals. They're big Disney couple as well. They do a lot of Disney trips. They do a lot of travel stuff. I really love her channel. So like I said, I will definitely tag her down below. Go follow her. But yeah, I'm really feeling very like motivated and inspired this morning. Sometimes seeing the numbers can like get you down and make you think like, is it worth it? Is it worth all this effort? But watching her videos, and especially this one, just reminds me that it's not just about the numbers. It's also about building a community and having a support system, and putting yourself out there. And for me, it's also about capturing my life. Like, she talks about that too. She started vlogging when she was 17, so she has vlogged for the last 12 years, so she's captured such a big chunk of her life and herself like growing up. And I love the thought of that. So I obviously did start when I was 17, but I love the idea of being able to someday, years from now, come back and look at these videos and see what our life was like, you know, now. And you never know, things can change in a second. Your whole life can change in a day. You never know what could happen. And especially this year with all the changes that we've gone through, even just in the last few years, as I previously, in the previous years, vlogged on and off, I have captured so many things that I never would have thought would happen. You know, I started vlogging during COVID, during lockdown, when I was working from home. So I captured all of that. Getting laid off from my job that I had been at for almost 8 years, finding a new job, then finding another new job, and just the progression of that. And now, then last year capturing, or, you know, showing the passing of my mother-in-law and my husband's grandmother, and just how that affected our lives. And then now this year, you know, hopefully sometime this year, our move, and capturing the whole process of that and what that looks like. And Brogan talked about this too, just like the progression of your life, being able to capture that, that's more important than the numbers. And I love that she like gives that reminder. So yeah, I'm just, you know, here, like I said, feeling motivated, feeling inspired. I want to work on some ideas for new videos, change up maybe how I do my vlogs and stuff. And yeah, just keep plugging away, keep pushing at it. And who knows, maybe one day, 12 years from now, I'll be sitting in a similar situation as Brogan. But I'm really happy for her. Like I said, her content is great. She's a lovely person. She's super sweet. Definitely go follow her down below. And yeah, I will check back in later.